Hi everyone, this is Camilo Torres, and welcome to the very first Flow Community Podcast. In here, we're going to have amazing conversation with the beautiful people that has joined our community. We're going to be learning from their life journeys, their creations, their passion, because we believe that when you share your life journey, when you share your story, you are inspiration to others. So please have fun. This is a space of respect and love, and I'm sure you're going to be inspired uh, with this podcast. And also, if you would love to be part of the community and be part of this podcast, please join the community. And yes, let me know, and then yes, your story could be next one. All right, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so let's welcome Rosa Ramirez. She is the writer of this beautiful and amazing blog post called The Greatest Love, where she says about how love can heal us. And anyway, let's just. Hello, Rosa. How are you?
Hi, Camilo. Thank you. I'm very flattered for your invitation. I think this is a good moment to chat and learn more about each other, and also, share some knowledge with the community. Because I know that we have a lot of people that nowadays are always looking for knowledge. So I'm very happy to be here.
Exactly, and our story is an inspiration for others, and then we need to keep be proud of ourselves and keep telling our
Exactly.
story.
That's
Um,
part of that's part of self love.
exactly. And one of the things is I just wanted to say how we met. Like, it was very nice. So I was in the airport and I was reading a book called
Ikigai.
Ikigai. And then Rosa was like, hey, I love that book. And then, anyway, from that moment, we started sharing like the like-minded experiences. And yeah, it was lovely to meet you, Rosa. And thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to me. And let's be an inspiration to others.
Thank you.
Yes. So, okay, Rosa. So tell me about you, and then tell me about your creative expression. Yes, let's share something about you.
Well, Camila's right. I think when you start loving yourself and knowing who you are, the universe usually allocates the people that belong to be in your life most of the time. These are people that will unconditionally love you and stay by you or side without any agendas. Camilo is one of them. I don't have that many family. And 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 by meeting him and meeting other people, they have become like my family, which I really truly love, and um, always keep in touch with them. So that's a good thing to happen to every human being, because on the journey of knowing who we are, sometimes it becomes lonely. uh, you know Most of our family don't understand who we are. Most of the people that we thought they were friends, they become uh, uh, they abandon us, they reject us. Most of these people unfortunately have negative feelings. That's something that usually they will have to work on their own self esteem, with time. But everything has started. I think I have always been an artist. I
Mhm.
remember, I have never, I mean, I have remained the same high, but I will, since I was small, I was always singing, participating. If a school has some type of event, I was always dancing, writing. But then when I moved here and to the United States when I was 13 years old, everything changed, and I actually bottle up and hide all that gifts and talents that we all bring, because we all have gifts and talents. Everybody's an artist, but sometimes it takes you know, it takes a lot of self-love and acceptance of who we are, so we can actually you know walk the path that we're supposed to walk. um as anybody knows, I'm a pointillism artist. For whoever wants to know what pointillism is a form of uh, this was developed, in the beginnings of 1886 by George Seurat and Paul Signac. Okay, it's post-impressionist art, and is done by tiny dots. Okay, later on, it was more accepted by other famous painters, like Vincent van Gogh, Jacques Close, Robert Delaunay. We have Yayoi Kusama also, and myself, And as if anybody knows something, some things about psychology, most of traumatized children don't know how to draw. Okay. And I think Camilo knows part of my life story. And I grew up in a very dysfunctional family system, which my mother was very lovely. She was Nikkei. Nikkei is called half Japanese. Okay. Her father was from Okinawa, and her mother was from Ancash, which she didn't speak Spanish; she spoke Quechua. And I was very very honored to be, even though there was many dysfunctionalities. I'm very happy that I grew up in that, with them, because I learned beautiful things. But so I started painting, in the beginning. Everything started because, even though I was able to go to school and get an education here, I always ask myself why I always got involved in dysfunctional relationships,
Mhm.
with men that didn't love me, or they took advantage of me, dysfunctionality, toxicity. So one day I sat down right here on the table, and I just started talking to God, you know, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, why is this happening to me? I don't think I look that bad. I'm a good person. Why am I attracting this type of energy? And then, bingo, nobody teaches how to love ourselves. Nobody.
Correct.
Okay. That's something that we learn, especially artists, because we are rejected all the time, you know. And I said, I have to get some self love. And then all these words from people that used to come and tell me, have you seen yourself how beautiful you are, even though I think beauty is inside. And I was like, you know I'm selling myself for sure. So I started to love myself. I started to put healthy boundaries. I started to accept who I was, because sometimes we don't accept how we are. And it doesn't matter what color of skin you are, what religion you bring to the table, what beliefs do you have, what sexual orientation. It doesn't matter. You need to say who you are. And whoever truly loves you will come along. And that's how I actually started my passion. So okay, I started painting on paper. And at the time I was working for I was a social worker. And I started giving my paintings away, and I saw that people liked it. So people will come in and ask me, hey, can I have a painting? And I'm like, yeah, you can have this one. So I opened an Instagram account, and like you and I, we met Silvio, which is he's from Brazil. He used to work here at Wingwood. He asked me, he says to me, hey, I like your art. Do you think you can come over and showcase your art? And I was like, okay. So there I go with my tiny table. I didn't know anything about, I mean, even though my bachelor's in business, I didn't know how to, put a price on my art. And people were, handing their credit cards. And I'm like, I don't even have, the right equipment. And, and this lady came, this lady here from Miami came. And she says to me, tomorrow, I want you to take these two paintings to my house. And I'm like, Okay, I will
Wow.
do that tomorrow. So the next day I go, and I was like very surprised. Um, uh, she lives in this beautiful place. And then when she came downstairs, to bring me the money, she says to me, I really like your art. You're very talented. And she's the one that started talking to me about Pontiism. I didn't know. Okay. And then I started investigating. I said, oh my goodness, this is, you know, this is my passion because I can spend hours painting. I mean, I know that a lot of people that have seen my art, they said, oh, but how can you do that? And it takes a lot of time. But it doesn't take time or efforts when you love what you do. So that's why my advice to every person that is in the middle of discovering their passions, they need to ask themselves, what is it that I like to do the most? What is it that I would like to do without, even if somebody tells me, hey, you're not gonna get paid on what you do, but would you do it? I will say, yeah, I will, because that's my passion. So that's a way that we can find out how to follow our passions, by knowing what is it that you like doing the most. And we all have these gifts. But we forget with life challenges, with trauma. A lot has to do with trauma, because as I believe in reincarnation. I believe sometimes that we have, trauma from past lives, and also that we bring to this life. And usually, most of any artist, they go through a lot of experiences, through their lifetimes to become who they are. So I'm here now, enjoying. It's like I just had a major rebirth. I think every time you know me, I believe that every time after a full moon, it comes all these epiphanies, because a full moon brings all these epiphanies, especially these last full moons that have been so powerful. um, and is acceptance, even when it comes to your parents, because some parents will teach us to be better than them, and some parents will teach you to not be like them, you know and that's how we actually walk on this life to becoming the best version of who we are.
Wow, beautiful story. Thank you so much. And
You
wow, that's super inspiring. And okay, so yeah, I mean, how is your creative expression has helped you with the process of self-love and with the process of who you are at the moment? Like, because
well uh,
it was a
uh,
transition, right?
well, let
Between
me tell you. I don't know. Could you just repeat the last part, because I think you got
yeah,
cut out.
so what I said is how your creative expression help you in the process of your self-love and your healing, and how important was that? I know that was like in a period that you were healing and then you started experimenting with your creative expression, which is the point to listen. But yeah, I just want to know if that helps you, if yeah.
I think I always this is I hope this can help anybody, and this is a tip for everybody. If you see a shattered screen on any phone, you need to heal.
Mhm.
Okay, because most of us that go to trauma, um, we have issues. I had issues. I used to stutter, even though you won't believe it, but I used to stutter. I used to bump onto things. I used to fail. I was dyslexic. I used to have broken phones. I think I have few still. But once you start like singing, dancing, writing, cooking, anything that you you can use
Create,
your
anything,
body,
create.
you heal.
Yes.
You heal. And right now, if you throw something at me, I can just catch it. I never have those reflexes. So you heal from inside out. Okay. So anybody that has always a broken screen, on their phones, buy, from anywhere, a coloring book, and start painting or start singing, exercising, anything that is art. and it will heal you. That's why I said that art heals. Art is, art is one of the components to heal this humanity, because at the end, we all are humans, and we all need love, and we all need healing. We all do. There's not a human being that on this earth that doesn't deserve a hug. And there's nothing wrong when you see, a man or a woman that is beautiful, and you tell them, oh, I like that what you're wearing. I really like your smile. Let's be open to that. But we need to, work, little by little. It's a process. Healing is a process. And sometimes it can take a lifetime, maybe next life. But as we heal, we learn, and we help and evolve others. And that's a good thing. Because it's funny, because you don't understand that amount of young people that like to sit down and talk to me. I feel like I'm a very old, woman. They always call me, and I always tell them, why? Because most of these young people, sometimes, we cannot judge their parents, but sometimes, like in the United States and some other places, most of their parents work. They have no time for them, and they grow, out with other peers. Sometimes they have to, adjust to peer pressure, and sometimes they do things that they're not supposed to do because they don't even know who they are. So we need to look, when we start healing, we look at the world with kindness and compassion, because love does not exist if you have no kindness and compassion.
Wow, what a words, and so inspirational. And I love that, like, there's a lot of young people or people that look for you because they want to hear your story, and sharing our story and sharing our life journey of how we heal from our traumas, our bad situations is so important because we all so different and human beings. Like your story and my story, we're completely different, but it's so nice to hear like your journey and how you heal, to just have as a reference to think, hey, we're not alone here in this planet. We are all together. We have like these bad or good situations that we need to go through, and here we are, and then we need to share these stories.
And
Yes.
another thing is that what I see now, when you start living a spiritual life and you understand that there has to be no judgment, you know, and you start learning, because learning is a very important component in this journey. That's why, when I see people writing and reading, that's, makes me very happy, because the more that you learn, the more you're prepared to deal with others. You won't get trigger. Sometimes, like when people sometimes text you, and oh, you get upset. Oh, they don't answer me. They don't have to answer you right away. you
Mhm.
know give them the space, give them the time. If they don't answer you, for a few days, then you need to, check if they're okay. But you need to give people a space. You need to heal first. The right people will come along. You need to understand, what boundaries are. Okay, you need to understand what self-respect, because when you respect yourself, you respect other people too. And not judge anybody, because like you said, Camilo, you never know what people are going through. You never know. And another thing that I like to do, I suggest every human being, is the way sometimes we we are like a mirror. You see, like I look at you and I see beauty. Okay, probably you see the same thing in me, because we are a mirror. You understand? And sometimes we see these mirrors that they don't like us, and we don't know, oh, why this person doesn't like me. you know and actually it's telling you something. It's telling you what are the issues probably that we need to work. And the best thing is to, when you approach somebody, always approach them with love and respect. Believe me, their energy will change completely. you know, because most of the time people, reject other people because of ignorance,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because when we don't know all this information, knowledge, people reject you because you're different. And that's basically what, ignorance is, rejecting for lack of knowledge,
Correct.
because when you get educated, you tend to be more acceptance of everything.
Correct. And I think, and I want to complete what you said, like I feel like life is to learn, and we're never going to stop learning because every day of our life is a new knowledge, new experience that, hey, here we are to learn. And I feel
I'm
like,
sorry.
don't
I'm
worry.
sorry. Let me
Uh,
turn that.
yes, don't worry.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yes, that's why that's why when I see you traveling, it's a good thing, because you are your soul, you know, you're feeding your soul of new things, new experiences. And that's what everybody should do, or maybe, some people cannot travel at this time, but get to know, I have friends from all walks of lives, you
yeah,
know I mean, believe me, you know and I talk to them, and I encounter people, that think different than myself, and I like to listen to them, and I also like to share my ideas, and then we become friends. Oh, that wasn't too hard, huh? It wasn't too hard, but that's a good thing. Travel, there's so many things on this lifetime that is so short, that you can actually, take advantage, reading, trying new food, exercising, dancing, meeting people. I mean,
yes, yes,
infinite,
100%.
choices, you know. But you know what, Camilo? The thing about when we are on a hill, we get bombarded with negative thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what keep us stuck. you know we think, people, oh, they don't like me, oh, this and that, oh, nobody's gonna come to the rescue. We have to rescue ourselves. We have to do the work. In order to do the work in the beginning, you need energy, and pass up, which abundance, money is energy. Okay, and that will take you to the next step, next step, next step. So if you don't like to go to school, learn something, learn a skill, do it with passion, and it will give you, the resources to walk, your life, the way that you're supposed to walk, and everything will at one time come together. So that's what I tell everybody. you know do something that you like, be passionate on what you do, and everything will fall into place. I mean, if somebody, let me tell you, I get like emotional. If somebody, Camilo, would have told me how far I have become, I wouldn't believe it.
100%. Yeah.
I wouldn't believe it. I mean, I came here when I was 13 years old, to New Jersey. I love the Colombian community. Okay, I think because my stepmother is from Medellin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and she was one of the first people when I arrived that has so much love in her heart, and she was so good to me. Today is a day that we talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
We never lost contact, and I just recently lost my father a month ago, and we still talk, even though my father was married to somebody else. But like I said, I went through, then from there, when they got divorced, my daddy and her, I was sent to New Jersey when I was 16, with a half sister that at the end, I ended up getting married when I was 19, very young. And I was able, like I said, to get my bachelor's, pass part of my master's degree. I was able to build up my credentials. That's what I was very blessed. I have been very blessed. But that's uh, another advice I want to give young people. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time on dwelling on what you cannot repair. you know Use your time to move forward. we know, be fearless, don't have any fear, you know when you start, you know um, getting educated, or working towards your goals, you will see that life changes completely. And probably you're probably, Camilo, you too, you're an example too. Nobody comes to our rescue, we need to do the work.
100%. I feel like, yeah, I'm completely with you. And I feel like, I mean, you touch a lot of points that are so beautiful. And one of the things is, first of all, accepting ourselves, but also loving ourselves. And self-love is so important because make us realize that in the end of the day, the only person that's going to be with you until the end is yourself. So you need
That's
to
it.
treat it very well. You need to be supported with yourself, loving yourself. And when you love yourself, then you can love everybody else. Then you can
Exactly.
respect a lot of people. Also, you respect where you live. You respect this planet. You respect everything. So yeah, as you
Oneness,
are inviting
which is
everyone,
oneness.
I'm inviting everyone to start a journey of self-love. And it's not easy, but it's
But
possible.
it's possible. It
Yes.
takes a lot. It takes a lot of inner strength. you
Mhm.
know I believe in angels. I know they exist. Okay. We have, angels and archangels that are here to help us, to give us, they lead us. I mean, when you I know a lot of people don't talk about these things because it can be controversial, but I'm not afraid to talk about it. So so we can ask for guidance. They're always here to help us. They're a service of humanity. And and another thing that I want to add is, um, you need to believe that nothing stays the same way. Life is continuously changing. So if you are going through a hard time, take the moment to understand what is going on, what is this happening. And even this an example is when we fall in love with people that don't love us.
Mhm.
A lot of things about our reincarnation, we have to deal with rejection and abandonment and attachment. you know and that's
Correct.
something I learned. Attachment, sometimes we attach to something that is not good for us. And I remember many years ago, I had a friend from Cali, Colombia, and one day we were like talking, and he said to me, I will never forget. He said, if I give you something bad to eat and you know that it makes you sick, why do you continuously eat it?
Yeah, but it's a learning and it's a journey, and I think we're learning from our mistakes. And sometimes it's really hard. We're going to fail a lot, but then until our
Exactly.
mind
Until you have the
develops.
inner strength, and it takes a lot, and that's why a lot of people get involved in these relationships. That number one, they have so much fear, they don't want to leave because they feel like nobody else. I was married, and I truly believe. I mean, Camilo, I'm being honest with you, that if I wasn't with this person, nobody would love me. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how a lot of us feel. Like, oh, of course somebody will come along that will love you, because if you're full of love and you're good people, how come, not someone love you? Maybe the person is not gonna love you, but there's gonna be someone that is gonna truly love you. So that's why we need to work on ourselves to get rid of these attachments that keep us entangled, and doesn't let us walk, forward, you know and we don't have to, and don't feel about abandoned, because we're never abandoned. We have people that truly love us. The thing is that we don't pay attention. And if people reject you, sometimes it's even a good thing,
Mhm.
because maybe it's a door that is supposed to be closed. That's why I always talk to people when they're in a hurry. Oh, your flight is delayed? Don't worry about it. Things happen for a
Nothing
reason.
happens for a reason. Yes, I
Yeah,
believe. And wow.
everything happens.
Okay, wow, Rosa. Like there is so much we we
I
can
know.
talk
It's
about.
yeah. Now,
Um,
now you know why people like to talk to me.
no, and anyway, wow, like thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
this time and for wow, this amazing conversation. And I'm sure I'm going to have like if you're happy to come to this podcast, please, let's keep
Yeah,
talking this conversation because there is lots that we can share with others and inspire others.
and
But
all I'm sorry to interrupt you, but also, the young people, whatever they need, they can contact you, with questions if they have any questions. I will be, happy, to give some advice, because it doesn't cost a thing. And you're right. We're here to work together and help everybody, to move forward with love and compassion so we can have a better planet and a better place for the others, because the others are coming. We have to make
all right,
sure we leave
all
this
right.
place better than we left it.
All right. Well, the time is running out, but thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Rosa. And
My
would you like to
pleasure.
say your last word
Thank
to the
you one more
community?
time. You look good like always.
Thank you
Beautiful
so much.
smile. I want to thank you. And I can wait to give you a hug.
Oh, thank you. Same wise, same wise. And
Well, until next time, then, Camilo.
all right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so
Bye.
much, Rosa. Bye,
My
everyone.
pleasure.
Bye.
Thank you.